Now is the time in our service that we give back a portion to the Lord what he has showered upon us.
Humbug. Can't come in here without someone asking for money. Does it say Donald Trump on my forehead?
Thank you, sir. And thank all of you for worshiping here at Asbury. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you next Sunday. Now go with God.
Good. Got places to go. Casino Live.
Hello.
Already gave. Oh, sorry. Humbug. Say what you've got to say and be done with it.
Asbury's beautiful, isn't she?
Not bad for being 179 years old. Certainly holding up better than me.
Finally, a place where blacks, both free and enslaved, could sit anywhere they wanted, receive sacraments, had ministries, where preachers could preach. Things denied them in white churches. Lots of great pride and sacrifice built these walls.
Yes, good. Got to go. Humbug.
With true passion and a great love for God, each member took an active role to ensure Asbury's legacy.
Well, I could be more active too if I could just get away.
In doing so, Asbury's membership grew from a handful to nearly 2,000. Imagine.
Every pew must have been filled.
On Christmas and Easter, standing room only.
Humbug.
All this built on the salaries of blacks from the 19th century, whose meager earnings could barely support their families. They gave what they could, even if it was just a quarter.
See here, I just gave my quarter.
A quarter in the past built Asbury. A quarter today will be the death of her.
Humbug. What's going on? What's happening?
Right this way. Right this way. We're going to proceed up the steps. Please watch your step. And saving the best for last. Les pièces de résistance. Welcome to the sanctuary of this once mighty church.
Once mighty church. See here, mister.
No one can see or hear you.
The original Asbury Chapel, built in 1836, was built 2 more times as its congregants grew. From the dust of 1914 rose this final edifice renamed Asbury United Methodist Church.
The stained glass windows are breathtaking.
Predating the United Methodist women, the Daughters of the Conference donated $1,000 in 1915 for their construction.
The Good Shepherd's window is exceptional.
Repairs had to be made when a rock was thrown through the glass. Look there, right above Jesus' head. You can see where the glass was replaced.
It must have cost a lot to fix.
Well worth it. In the late 1980s, the windows were appraised at $250,000. And today, in 2064, worth well over $2 million.
2064? Am I in the future? Humbug.
The organ is a wonder as well. Asbury was the first church in the district who had a concert parade. A prominent organ company in St. Hyacinthe, Quebec, weighing over 5 tons. There are a total of 2,193 pipes ranging in size from over 16 feet tall to the size of pencils.
Awesome! How were slaves and freedmen able to afford that?
Love for their church.
And lots of quarters.
And right in front of the organ is a false panel, a changed. Some weren't willing to. Several wanted to hold on to the traditions of the past. One or two ministry leaders laid claim to their title, not accepting new ideas from anyone.
Politics in church.
Well, if it worked for the first 150 years, why change it?
Change happens whether we like it or not. It's life.
Humbug.
That's right, because when I was young, I didn't want to dress like my mother or listen to her kind of music. And my daughters wouldn't dare wear my style of clothes or listen to my style of music.
Oh, you got that right. The next generation needs to fit in, to bring their ideas, their uniqueness to the service.
And if change doesn't happen, the next generation will just stop coming. And those members left behind will just age and die, and so will the church.
Maybe Asbury didn't want to listen to them, to hear their ideas.
Asbury had over 30 ministries for their voices to be heard.
30? Asbury has 30 ministries? Humbug.
Asbury needed everyone's involvement to keep her strong.
I know my schedule's busy, but if my committee needs me, I'm there.
If I see someone that needs help, I help. I don't have to be chased down.
Indeed, Asbury needed 4 hands like yours to reach into the community and draw from the wealth of the people who surrounded him, and yet did not know who they were.
Unfair, I tell you. We just had a homecoming festival to invite the neighbors to come. That should have helped.
It did. But were you there helping? A lot of other people weren't there either. Asbury could have used them. Sometimes it's the same people doing most of the work. They grew tired and weary, praying for new blood to step in behind them.
What about tithing? Didn't the church tithe?
Everyone gave offerings, few tithe.
What blessings they missed. This may seem strange, but when I started tithing faithfully, I had more money than I had before.
More business opportunities open for me.
We know some could only give what they could, but most gave only quarters.
Well, no one likes to be beat over the head about tithing, but without it, my church could end up like Asbury.
Legacy lost.
Exactly. The bold Asbury past.
Asbury future.
As I was saying, Asbury needed more good stewards of God, giving up their time, their talents, and their tithes. With each able member working for her, Asbury will still be alive today. Well, right down this way, the cornerstone of Asbury lies in a glass case in the north end.
Not in the foundation of the church?
No, it was lost when the sanctuary was being rebuilt. It was found in 1990, being used as part of the back stairway of someone's home. We think a few of the members who left Asbury and founded John Wesley A.D. Zion Church to be with them. Seriously, get your camera ready.
Asbury died.
The future hasn't been written yet.
I've gotten so used to coming here and taking everything for granted. The lights on, the homeless fed, air conditioning in the summer, heat in winter, missions projects to Africa.
Barely funded by just offerings.
I thought... Humbug. I wasn't thinking, just being an old fool. I could have tithed, but I was saving my money for expensive clothes, houses with more room than I needed, luxury cars.
Casino Live.
Certainly not giving it to the church. You say the future hasn't been written yet. Well, I'm going to make sure that future never happens. Change begins with me, and everyone like me whose talent is just sitting on a pew and doing nothing but showing up on Sundays.
and going home complaining the church does nothing for them.
Then step up, speak up, and create a ministry.
Someone had a vision for a movie ministry, and the church showed up. Asbury has a dance video on YouTube. Asbury is trying, but they need your help too.
It's time for me to get off my pew. Fundraising is my talent. I can just imagine the monies needed for the old girl's upkeep and to finance her many outreach programs. Together with several ministries, we can hold events and make it happen.
And tithing?
Humbug. I'm going to write the first check of the month to Asbury. Right off the top, the first fruits of my labor. I'm going to become a faithful tither.
I think he got the message.
I'm going to encourage others to be good stewards of God by example. With everyone working together, Asbury will continue to grow and never die. Hey, well, the magnificence that is Asbury. I'd forgotten the struggles of our ancestors. She's not just made of mortar and brick. She holds something very precious within these walls, the soul of Asbury. And the soul of Asbury is you. Don't let her down. Become active members of this wonderful house of God. Ensure that Asbury's legacy lives on forever. Be blessed. Oh, how could I leave without saying, God bless us. God bless us one and all.